Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from whenever you're watching this channel. Now, there's a statement that Gladys Beausoleil released. This statement was trying to hit back at the archbishops who hit back at William Samoei Ruto's failed promises.
So they could have called the president aside, told him what they believe is going wrong, advised him on what they think should be corrected, and also pledged to pray for him that he may be able to correct whatever they think is going wrong. But when you go and castigate him and the government in public, are you really trying to resolve the problem, or are you trying to play to the gallery?
Now, in this video about what Gladys Beausoleil said, this message that she conveyed appear to have irked Rigathi Gachagua, and that is the reason why Rigathi Gachagua in today's session has reacted to the statement by Gladys Beausoleil.
When our Catholic bishop spoke and we saw some members of parliament abusing them, lecturing them, talking down.
We all know what happened over the week, towards the end of the week, that the Archbishop came out and castigated the government for failed policies, for some things that they literally call trial and error, and also going to an extent of saying that there are too much abductions. Now, what did Gladys Beausoleil say? Based on the video, that it appears as if Gladys Beausoleil could have made more enemies by releasing that statement. And according to Rigathi Gachagua, he believes that Beausoleil disrespected the archbishops. So I want us to go into this back and forth between Rigathi Gachagua and Gladys Beausoleil. But before you do that, please I'd like to kindly encourage you to like this video. Thanks so much for all of you who have been liking our videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. That is the only way you make this channel grow. Thank you so much for that support. Now, Rigathi Gachagua did not miss his words when he decided to attack Gladys Beausoleil. So I wanted to pay a very keen attention to the words in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Rigathi Gachagua said in response to the statements which Gladys Beausoleil had made. So watch this video.
When our Catholic bishop spoke and we saw some members of parliament abusing them, lecturing them, talking down to our spiritual fathers. Those are anointed men and women of God. I'm happy that yesterday our president, Dr. William Ruto, acknowledged that the Catholic bishops had raised some issues and he committed to listen to them for them to be addressed. That is the way to go. So tunataka kuambia hawa waheshimiwa wanatukana maaskofu. I saw the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly lecturing Catholic bishops like children. Mimi nataka niambie nyinyi viongozi, acheni kiburi. Acheni kiburi. Those of us who have been around for a while, we know the politics of this country vile naenda. Mimi nilikuweko kwa serikali ya Moi, nilikuweko kwa serikali ya Kibaki, nilikuweko ya Uhuru Kenyatta, kwa hii ya William Ruto, na hiyo majivuno muko nayo na hiyo maringo ndio ilikuweko 1990 wakati ya Moi, ya kutukana maaskofu na kuwaongelesha vile mnataka. And we all know what were the consequences of being abusive to spiritual leaders. Nyinyi mnaweza kuona muko na nguvu sana, muko na mamlaka na mnajisikia sana, kwamba mnakosea maaskofu wetu heshima, mnakosea viongozi wetu wa kidini heshima. Be very careful. History could easily repeat itself. Because hiyo barabara mumeenda, that culture of intolerance, culture of being abusive to spiritual leaders was there in the 1990s, in the last years of President Daniel Arap Moi. That kind of arrogance I'm seeing, niliona wakati hiyo. Nilikuwa kijana mdogo kwa serikali ya Moi. I can see the same pattern. And you all know what the consequences were. Let's be humble. Let's allow our spiritual fathers to chastise us in love, to correct us where we are wrong. Let us dialogue with them. Let us accord respect to our church leaders. Na pia tunataka kuuliza, nilikuwa nasikia ati machifu na polisi wanaambiwa ati wakuje kujua ati mambo ya someone. Nyinyi machifu na polisi, endeni kwa kazi yenu. Msitumiwe vibaya, hiyo hapana kazi yenu. Kama mnataka kuja kwa someone, mkuje mhubiriwe, muokoke, muingie kanisani. Si ndio? Yeah, let's allow the Church of Christ. Let us respect the freedom of worship. Respect the freedom of expression, freedom of speech in our places of worship. Kila mtu afanye kazi yake. And we want the churches to be allowed to spread the gospel without fear, without intimidation, and without undue interference from any quarter. And the churches must be allowed to regulate themselves.
Yes, very well, ladies and gentlemen. Rigathi is dropping this message directly to the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, who appears to be Gladys Sholei. You know, if I may take you back a bit to the impeachment days, you know, and Rigathi was required to go to the Parliament and offer his submissions regarding what he knows about the cases, or rather the accusations which were being leveled on him by Mwenge Mutuse. So Rigathi appeared there, but shockingly, Rigathi did not castigate Gladys Sholei. She only did what he only did was to praise Gladys Sholei for the previous help, some kind of appreciating someone who had helped you previously. So that is the mood that Rigathi Gachagua was in back then. But unfortunately, the Parliament still voted to support the motion, and that's why we realized that this motion had to go to the Senate, and whatever happened, ladies and gentlemen. So I want us to, be on the same page here, ladies and gentlemen. That is a reaction to Sholei, who happened to have a hit at the archbishops. And if you look at what Sholei says, based on the video that I first shared, Sholei is telling these archbishops that they can go to the State House anytime. I mean, anytime, to talk about issues that they think are things which they think are happening. So the big question here, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Does it mean that Sholei does not know that there are forceful disappearances? Does it mean that Sholei does not know that SHA is in shambles? Does it mean that Sholei does not understand that the university funding model has some issues? I don't know. Is that the case, ladies and gentlemen? Because based on Gladys Sholei, mi naona kwamba ili liko some kind of mockery. Gladys was trying to mock these archbishops. The statements there, kama ulisikiza kwa makini, unapata kwamba alikuwa anaongea vibaya. But again, is she the spokesperson for the president, or is she the spokesperson for the president or for State House? That's what I also don't understand. The person who's supposed to react should have been someone like someone like Isaac Mwaura, or Hussein Mohammed. Those are the people who would have reacted to the Archbishop's statements, but not someone like Sudi, not someone like Gladys Sholei. Gladys Sholei has a duty of being a deputy speaker. So how comes a deputy speaker is defending the president? That is one thing that we find very, very strange. You could call it very funny. That's the best way to refer to it. So I wanted to also pay a very keen attention to this video. Maybe this is what you need to know first regarding what Sholei said. So just pay a very close attention to this video.
If my bishop believes that there are things that are going wrong, they can actually seek an audience with members of parliament and castigate us and tell us the direction that we should go and to pray for us. And also, I know that the bishops of every type of church in Kenya, every denomination, can get an audience with the head of state today, because our head of state has leaned on the church for all his life. So if really they want to support him and pray for him, then they should have if they ask for an appointment at State House today, the bishops will get an appointment ahead of me. And they can get an audience with the president whenever they seek it. So they could have called the president aside, told him what they believe is going wrong, advised him on what they think should be corrected, and also pledged to pray for him that he may be able to correct whatever they think is going wrong. But when you go and castigate him and the government in public, are you really trying to resolve the problem, or are you trying to play to the gallery and to play into a political realm? That is exactly what they were doing. Because I also believe, even when I have done something wrong, my pastor is not going to go on public television or in front of the church in the pulpit and castigate me. He will ask to see me in his office in church, or he will ask to visit me at my home, and he can be able to tell me off there in my own home, privately, because that is what somebody does when they want to correct you. The bishops are our parents. They are our spiritual parents. Yes, they can correct us, we don't refuse. But to go and say it in public and then to make alarming statements that there is anxiety in the country, there is corruption in the country, without stating what exactly is corrupt. If politicians are corrupt, it's very simple. The head of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Authority is Bishop Oginde. They can be able to go and report us, and then we can be investigated. Because also, they are not teaching us the right way to do things. They are being alarmist. That is exactly what they have done. And when you say that there is disappearances and deaths and so on, without acknowledging that the Inspector General had come forward and acknowledged how many women had been killed, gave a progress report on where it is.
Yes, very well, ladies and gentlemen. So now, what do you make of this statement from Shulei? Do you think, based on that statement, it was okay for Rigathi Gachagua to be, unimpressed, with the manner in which the archbishops were responded to? To be honest, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that we all know about. This Kenya Kwanza government owes it all to the church. The church played a very critical role in making sure that they got votes. So the fact that now they are trying to renege on promises, because what the church talked about is, unkept promises, which is okay, which is actually out there. It's not something that should be discussed behind the scene. It's something that should just be, it's out there. Many people link William Ruto to being a liar, because of the promises which he made. And we are all aware about the promises which he made and what is happening right now, especially the issue of taxation. There's somewhere that Rigathi asked William Ruto, a very sensitive point, that if I was the reason why taxes were not being reduced, now I'm out of the government, why can't you reduce taxes? That was a very straight point to William Ruto to actually reconsider his positions. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Rigathi Gachagua amemwachia William Ruto pressure. In fact, hii ni ile story nasiaga pressure ina increase. Ruto pressure yake ina increase by the day. Now we have the archbishops here, we have Gachagua, and then we have Uhuru Kenyatta making some, akiachilia zile statements. Tunaona tuko na Uhuru Kenyatta alipokuwa anaongea na Ruto, alikuwa anaongea kwa njia nyingine kwamba mbona Uhuru, in fact, for the first time Uhuru alikuwa na raha, unlike Uhuru Kenyatta. The last time I saw Uhuru Kenyatta alipotoka kwa nchi, kulikuwa na ile mambo ya some Subaru was spotted traversing around his son's home. So hiyo ilionekana, na hiyo ilisemekana wazi kwa media nyingi sana. That is what made Uhuru Kenyatta leave the country. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there. What do you think about this latest development? Rigathi responding to Gladys Kosgei. Just go below in the comment section and offer a reaction. So perhaps if you watch this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.